not prepared to break the silence. I'll be out in the sunshine, running beside the lions. I've been feeling down, but I've been looking up, afraid to fall. God, I've been so down, can you pick me up? Don't let me fall. Can you show me how to fix this mess? I am down and on my knees, and I may fall as I'm so close to the end.
Hello and welcome back to Turf Moorhouse TV. We are venturing into new territory today. We are delving into the under-21s game, and it's Burnley who take on Ipswich. Funnily enough, Burnley take on Norwich on Friday, so we're taking on Norwich's fierce rivals Ipswich in an under-21s game in the Premier League Professional Development League, which I think it's classed as the under-23s, but obviously certain clubs have under-21s, or they'll have it as an under-23s. But it is Burnley versus Ipswich, and we will take you through the game as it helps, just as it goes on. Sorry, there will be gaffes, there will be muck-ups, there could be the potential technical difficulties as per usual. But you know, I'm not. This is something completely new for me, and I thought, you know, I saw the game was going to be on at 12 o'clock, and I thought, you know what, why not? Why not? It's more content for the channel, and it's something new. So, you know, if I do get stuff wrong, you know, it's bound to happen. But yeah, it just is what it is. Thank you very much as well. Can I just say a massive thank you? The Football Content Awards has the voting for it has now closed. It closed last night or the early hours of this morning. And I must say a massive, massive thank you to everybody who has tagged us, who has voted for us, who was on Instagram, via the website, on Twitter, etc. I appreciate every single bloody one of you. So thank you very much for everybody's support. And now we do a Robbie Williams. We sit and wait, and we've just got to wait till the Monday, the 19th of September, I believe. And we should then find out whether we have made the finalists for Best New Content Creator. Personally, don't think we'll win it. It'd just be nice to receive a nomination to be in that category. So, you know, who knows? Who knows? He who dares wins, as Del Boy once said. Let's have a look at the Burnley lineup then. I haven't got the Ipswich lineup. Ipswich didn't put it out, or I haven't seen it. Anyhow, I've been checking up until we went live, and I hadn't seen it. But the Burnley lineup is as follows. Burnley signing Dennis Franchi, the young Italian goalkeeper that Burnley signed in the window, will start in goal. Two of Burnley's new signings that were signed on deadline day make the starting 11. Marcel Lewis playing at left back, I believe, and Alex Healy-Byrne playing at right back. Or Lewis might be playing on in centre midfield, I'm not sure. But both of them were signed from Royal Union St. Galloy. That was Marcel Lewis, and Alex Healy-Byrne was signed from Cork City. They were the deadline day signings for Burnley on just the other day, on Thursday. And Burnley are looking for back-to-back wins. They picked up their first 3 points against Cardiff last week, and they are looking to go back-to-back, the first 3 points of the season. Ipswich, however, are managed by a former Claret. They're managed by John McGreal, and they are looking to continue their unbeaten start. I think 2 wins and a draw for John McGreal's Ipswich under-21s means that they're obviously looking to keep that momentum going. See, I do a little bit of homework. But yeah, as I say, this is all new, so I do thank you all for your support. Let's have a look at a couple of comments then. We have had a few comments coming in. Charlie says, Lewis is left wing, I think. Well, fair play. And says, good to see Dennis Frankie in goal. Yeah, 100%. I'm looking forward to seeing how our new little Italian stallion gets on between the sticks. If you are new round here, you can obviously find us on social media platforms. You can find us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, you name it, we are on it. But here's just a more in-depth rundown of where you can find our stuff. So that's where you can find us. We are currently live right now on Facebook and on Twitch and on YouTube. So please do show your support for us. I am trying to get the link to watch it working. However, oh no, it let me click it, and then it didn't. So it's all fun and games. Maybe just the fact that might come on with nearer to 12. But hope everybody is well. Hope you are all looking forward to a positive week. As I say, Monday morning, all the kids are back at school. Dropped the two girls off this morning, and my stepson when he would been back since Thursday. So all is good. It's a little bit quieter in the house, I must say. But yeah, this is a live watch along, and thank you very much for joining us.
You're watching and listening to Turf Moorhouse TV. Please like, subscribe, and follow us on all social media.
So yeah, please do. Please show your support. Do appreciate it. Everybody in the chat as well. Get involved. Get your comments in. Let's get the likes up on this video. I'm not expecting big numbers in. As I say, it's during the day. It's also an under-21's game. I'm not saying that. I'm not trying to dumb it down, but some people don't bother looking at the under-21's, or they don't delve into that. And it's just another avenue to look at the moment, and something I thought might be worth putting out there for people. But Charlie says they're also good to see Dara Costello back for the under-21's. I agree. I think he does need game time, obviously, as he's been not in the starting 11 for us. So it's always nice. By the way, you will catch me eating through this. I am going to go through. I've got a bit of a sweet tooth at the minute, so I will be hammering sweets when I can. I've just got to try and get into the bag at the minute. But it was my stepdaughter's birthday the other day, so I've got a nice big mound of sweets to get through. So at least I've got something to keep me going, some energy levels, which should be fun. Charlie says, did you see that Richardson went out on loan? Yes, he did. He went out on loan on deadline day to Grimsby Town, and he started for them on Saturday as well. So that's always good to see, that when your signings go out, and they do obviously start games, it's fantastic. Bobby Thomas as well. Bobby Thomas, who also was part of, well, he's sort of been hanging around with the what is it now? What's going on here? Right. So I have got a picture of the lineup. Dennis Frankie is in goal. Mark Helm, Alex Healy-Byrne. Oh, well, it was showing it. Let's see if I can pause it for you so I can actually tell you their positions. Let's get it up as well. Charlie says, yay, it's working. Yeah, finally. So let's get that team line up again then. Dennis Frankie starts in goal. As I said, Alex Healy-Byrne at right back. Dodgson playing centre back, which is interesting because I thought he was naturally a left back, but Dodgson and Helm playing at the back, and I thought Helm were a midfielder, so it's a very mixed side here. Sassy are at left back. Marcel Lewis is playing up front with Dara Costello. Would you believe? Joe McGlynn is on the left with Barres on the right, and is it Finn Armstrong, I think, and Nihar Tucker are playing in the centre of the park. As you can see there as well, the subs are Thomas, McCullough, Kopak, Hugel, and Ratchford. So we shall see how we get on. It might show us the Ipswich 11 with a bit of luck. So let's see. But yeah, Cade Ratchford, Jackson David Kopak, Dane Neil McCullough, Lewis Luca Thomas, and Will James Hugel on the bench. Not sure whether we'll see the Ipswich lineup. Fingers crossed we will, and we'll be able to bring that to you as well. But nothing coming up as yet. I'm just seeing a sprinkler on the pitch at Leyland. I don't understand why we're playing our games at Leyland either. I don't get it. Like, why are we not playing it closer to home? Our home stadium should not be in Leyland. It shouldn't be in Preston. It's the same with the women's game. We play it there at the Lancashire FA ground. I think we should at least have it at Turf Moor, or a local stadium, maybe somewhere like Nelson, to help them with revenue and stuff. That'd be better. But I don't get it. Let us know your thoughts in the chat, how you think this is going to go. Yeah, Charlie, I think they've done it wrong and all. I definitely think they've done it wrong. It's a bit of a strange one. B Martin 64, how are you doing? He's watching us on our Twitch channel. As I say, we are live on Twitch as well. So he says, hello, new here. How are you? All good in the hood. All good is in the hood, mate. So hope you're well. As I say, Monday afternoon. Hope everything is well with yourself. And yeah, thank you very much for coming in here. I do appreciate everybody who comes and watches. Jade's in as well. Hope you're well. Jade says, hey, Dan, I hope Ipswich win, of course. Yeah, always back against Burnley, Jade. Wow. What's the beef? What is the beef? But no, to be fair, I expect probably Ipswich to. Oh, that's me clicking stuff. But I do expect Ipswich to potentially win this one. I hope Burnley can win it, get back to back, but we shall see. The players are making their way to the pitch. We are seeing images of them now getting into position. Dennis Frankie at the moment talking to Mark Helm, I think, at the back. And this should be interesting. Dennis Frankie, would you believe, is now playing in Preston at Leyland for Burnley's under-21's, where only, a fortnight ago? Only a fortnight ago, maybe 3 weeks now. Probably about a fortnight ago, he was training with the likes of Neymar, Messi and Mbappe. I mean, make of that what you will. Liam says, let's go, Clarks. Can you share a full team sheet? I do have the team sheet. I'll put that back up again in a second. B Martin says, who's most likely to win here? I'm a Bristol City fan, so don't know. Looking forward to playing you in a few weeks. Yeah, as I say, this is the under-21's. So it should be an interesting game. But I think Ipswich have had the unbeaten start. Burnley obviously are looking for back-to-back victories. But no, I do like Bristol City, to be fair. Know a few Bristol City fans. So there's not wrong with that, and I'm glad glad to have your support. Burnley look like they're set to get the game underway. Just waiting for the referee's whistle, and then it should be all go. So there we are. It is now underway. As you can see at the bottom, Burnley under-21s 0, Ipswich 0, and I will keep you updated with it. So let's have a look at that team sheet then as the game has kicked off. I've only got the Burnley team sheet, unfortunately. It didn't showcase the Ipswich one for some reason. I'm not sure why. It might be the fact that Ipswich never shared it. But Burnley's is Dennis Franke, Alex Healy-Byrne, Sassy, Armstrong, Owen Dodgson, Marcel Lewis, Barres, Mark Helm, Nihar Tucker, Joe McGlynn, and Dara Costello. And the subs are Thomas, McCullough, Kopak, Will Hugel, and Cade Ratchford. So there is the team lineup and subs for the Clarets. Bear with me a sec. So we are into it at the minute. As I say, I'm not sure on who's who. As I say, this is new territory. So don't shoot the messenger. But we will get your comments up if you keep your comments coming in. We appreciate everybody who shows support to the channel, and we'll always chat to anyone. So I may say just Burnley coming forward, beautiful ball there, etc. Not put a name on it, but we shall see. Interception by Burnley. Can Burnley create an opportunity here? Play the ball out wide. Tries to cut into the centre. Is he going to take a shot? No, turns. Tries to find a player on the overlap. And it's gone for a Burnley corner. Has it gone for a corner or a throw-in? God knows. The camera angle is very far out. I must say the camera angle is very far out. But Nihar Tucker to get the ball into the box. Headed to the edge. Shot from the edge of the box. It's took a deflection. But it's gone out for a throw-in. B-Mine says, can we have Josh Brownhill back if you like us that much? What's wrong with Naki Wells? We did. I thought we did a perfect swap. Naki Wells is, Andy got 2 against Blackburn. So yeah, Bristol City have gone up in our estimation, especially when a former Claret in Naki Wells goes and bags 2. So yeah, we'll keep Josh Brownhill for a little bit. Do like him though. He's one of my favourite players, and he's definitely come on leaps and bounds this season. Now he's been given more of a free role, but he is a quality player, a Premier League player, and I expect him to be back in the Premier League soon. Hopefully with Burnley after one season, but we shall see. Sticking a one bar in your mouth isn't probably the best thing to do when you're trying to do a watch along. Stick to your teeth. Wow. Charlie says, up the Clarets indeed. Beautiful ball pinged over to the left. Can Burnley get a ball in here? Oh, he's took him on beautifully, turned him. Burnley still keep the move alive. Tried to ping the ball over, but Burnley still having a lot of possession here. Good opening fire from Burnley at the moment. Edge of the box. Burnley have a chance. Shot! And is it 1-0 or is it offside? It is. It's 1-0. Dara Costello, the man who's been playing in the first team so far this season, has put the under-21s 1-0 up. Joe McGlynn, good battling, plays it to Costello, drops the shoulder of the defender and curls one straight past the keeper. It is Burnley 1, Ipswich Town 0. So let's get that updated at the bottom, shall we? Let's get that updated. They've kicked off quickly. Bloody hell, there's no messing about in this under-21s game. No messing. But the Clarets are 1-0 up. Does it look like Burnley are? I know it's still very early doors, but Burnley could be putting a dent in Ipswich's unbeaten start here. Burnley coming forward again. Ball on the edge. Tries to play it. Can it? Still there. Still in the mix. And it's gone out and into the stand behind the goal. A couple of comments then. Doug's in. How are you doing, Doug? Hope you're well. Hope you are well, mate. As I said, this is completely new for me, doing an under-21s game. Well, I know some of the names of the players, but I couldn't put a name to the person that I can see walking around on the pitch. It's almost like with the first team a little bit, because obviously we signed so many different players. But I am getting used to them a little bit more now. But we have started very brightly here, very brightly indeed. As Charlie says there, Costello, what a start. Fantastic start. Fantastic start. Ipswich not really seeing any of the ball. B. Martin says, thoughts on Vincent Kompany so far? He's been absolutely class. Absolutely class. Said the right things. He's, you know, even after the West Brom game where, you know, we technically stole a point, even though we could have had 3 and we lost, you know, we conceded so late. We technically stole it because West Brom were the better side. And Kompany actually came out and said that. He actually said that, you know, if we'd have won that game, we wouldn't have deserved it. West Brom absolutely tore our arse up. And we were lucky to get anything out of it, really. But I think it was more the sucker punch of having that goal and then conceding in, like, 90 plus 8 minutes. It was just a real killer. But no, it were good. It were good. So I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to it. Obviously, it's still early doors. Fingers crossed. Kompany can get this team playing, because once he gets this team gelled and playing like he wants them to play. Because at the minute, it's still, you know, everything's still right. It's not, you know, it's not fully come off yet. So hopefully it works even better in the long run. Doug says, Dan, would you be available 5 p.m. Thursday to do Week 7 Premier League predictions? I doubt it. I think I'll be watching the kids on Thursday, I think, because I think Kate's going out with her dad. He likes going in like old mines and caves and stuff like that. And Kate's going with him, but they're going to the lakes. So I've got to pick the kids up and be watching them. So it might be a bit tricky on Thursday for that. I think it's Thursday, either Thursday or Wednesday. Is it Thursday, Kate? Yeah, I knew she'd be here wigging it background. But yeah, it's definitely Thursday. So yeah, I'm gonna have to rule myself out for this week. But the week after, if you want me, I'm all yours. I'll make sure that I'm available that following Thursday, unless anything tragic happens. But I should be fine for the Thursday after. Hopefully that's all right with yourselves. Ben's in. Hope you're well, Higgy, my man. Hope you are well. As I say, this is something new. So I'm looking forward to hopefully getting used to them. But some of the games are during the days. As I said, it's only the fact that I've got time to do it. Kids are now at school. Celebrate. B. Martin says, watched you on Sky on the opening day at Huddersfield, and you should have scored more. Yeah, we should have put them to bed. We should have put them to bed. So Kit said it may get it may get cancelled yet because of your dad's situation, I suppose. So yeah, as Kate says as well there though, Doug, she wouldn't want the dreaded 19, the dreaded C19 has got Kate's dad. So obviously, if he's out of the woodwork by that point, then obviously they'd still be going. But don't want to obviously hang you on a thread and say yes on a whim when you could get somebody else, and I could, do it, completely. I can actually commit to it the week after. And to be fair, he is a postman as well. So as Kate said there, the situation is a strike. So the strike may not even go ahead yet. So it's all TBC. So I don't blame you. Go ahead and get someone, and we'll obviously try and sort it for next week. Yeah, make much more sense than leaving you in the lurch, mate. As it stands, 11 minutes. Burnley 1, Ipswich 0. As I said, it's funny how the fixtures get thrown up. We're doing a watch along for the under-21s, Burnley against Ipswich, and then on Friday, we'll be doing probably too many sweets now. We will also be doing a watch along for the game against Ipswich's rivals, Norwich. We'll be bringing you a watch along on Friday night for that as well. So stay tuned. Thursday, we have a match preview as well for the Norwich game. I did email a Norwich fan, and I've had absolutely nothing back. So I'm going to stick with. I've managed to get another Burnley fan to come on. I need to rejiggle the time about as well. So we'll be starting the match preview on Thursday at 7:00, and I will be talking to Joe Redmond from the Turfcast podcast. He's going to be coming on, and we'll be talking all things Burnley and Norwich, probably mostly Burnley, which is always great when you're a Burnley channel, isn't it? So looking forward to having Joe on, because he's a great guy, and he's very well spoken about Burnley Football Club as well. Ipswich coming forward. It's a great tackle. He's won the ball. According to the referee, not so much. Ipswich have a free kick on the left-hand side of the box. Ball is pumped into the mix, and Dennis Frankie's up with a gigantic punch, but an Ipswich player is in on Frankie, and it's given as a foul on the goalkeeper. Ipswich player's down, but I think he might just be a little bit winded from the situation. Can I just say as well, people, thank you very, very much for tuning in. I appreciate you all. It's, fantastic to have your support, especially, mid-afternoon. A game that, to a lot of people, probably thought it's under-21s. I won't bother. I mean, you could have gone there today as well. It were free to season ticket holders, and I think about a fiver to non-season ticket holders. But I don't agree with the fact that it's a Leyland over Preston Way. When you're Burnley, you should be playing a lot closer to home. But we get to bring you this, so it's not a problem, is it? Not a problem at all. It seems the under-21s are sort of playing a little bit like the first team. It's, I wonder if that's sort of been instilled all over the across the board, for the under-18s and things like that. Another ball in by Burnley, and it was well defended by the Ipswich defender, but Costello did manage to get the shot away, and it's a goal kick. Burnley have had 2 shots in this game compared to Ipswich, who have had nil points. Oh, that's a tough one. Don't know who that is. The number 10 for Ipswich. He seems to be getting a lot of kicks and a lot of knocks by the Burnley players. B. Martin says this seems odd. Until the break, Bristol City and Burnley both play Preston and Norwich and then play each other. That is interesting. Did not know that. So we've both got 2 warm-up games before the big clash between us both. That's what we're saying, aren't we? That's what we're saying. Beautiful throwing by Burnley to Costello. Costello's come out wide to receive it. The camera angle doesn't show any of the Burnley players down in that corner because it's a little bit skew with when it goes down that end. Nothing comes of it. That's into the hands of the Ipswich goalkeeper. I think it's good that we have if we have instilled what we're trying to achieve in the first team, that we try and make that sort of adjustment in the under-21s, under-23s, under-18s, etc. However you want to look at it, because then it gets them used to the fast-paced play. They pick up and learn the traits of that tactic. And if we had a big bulk of injuries and they were needed to be called upon, then obviously they're there to be used, and they'll know the situation. Especially these under-21s, under-23s, because they're trying to break into that first team. Players like this are obviously wanting to. We've seen the likes of Costello. We've seen a few of the. We saw a bit of Nihar Tucker against Shrewsbury in pre-season at the Montgomery Meadows Stadium. In fact, he got on the score sheet, and I remember it because as he scored, the commentator said that the goal was by Samuel Bastian, and it weren't, although Samuel Bastian did score earlier. So the Burnley fans were all singing, there's only 2 Samuel Bastians, because they got him wrong. They thought he was the same player. But Burnley doing well in this game. Really well, battling. Burnley's number 8 taking on about 3 players. Gets the free kick. Ipswich intercept and try and get on the overlap. Burnley managed to knock it out for a throw-in. So Ipswich on the right-hand side, on the far right-hand side, up near the Burnley box, have a chance to maybe create something from this. This is what I'm eating, by the way. When I say sweets, like I've gone through a gummy pizza. I'm now on gummy fries. I'm basically having a little. I'm having my lunch. I'm having my lunch, but I'm having it in sweet style. Throwing comes in. Trying to get an early ball. Burnley have managed to push them back to the centre circle. Burnley have the chance to intercept, maybe, or no. Ipswich player has got it and played it now out to the left. Can he get the run on young Alex Healy-Byrne? Well, he thought he did, but well recovered by the young deadline day signing. I think he's 18. I'm actually not sure. I think he's 18 years old. But it looks like a good player and one for the future. Ball comes in from the corner, headed away to the edge of the box, cleared again, and Ipswich obviously want to try and create another opportunity. Mark's in the chat. Hope you're well, Mark. He says, afternoon, you big legend. Great to see you covering other Burnley sides of the club. Fantastic coverage as well. Do appreciate that, mate. Really do. As I say, I'm bound to get it wrong. I don't know each player from Adam. So it could all go tits up. Could have more technical difficulties. I don't know. We shall see. But yeah, it's one of those. B. Martin says, in actual fact, 5 or 8 teams you have played, we have played too. Christ. Maybe when they were going through it, they started at the top of the league and thought, right, they can play them one week, they can play them the other. But it's good that we'll be facing off. And, you know, we're close to each other in the league as well. I think there's only a points difference. I'm looking forward to it. Ball over the top from Ipswich, trying to spark an opportunity, but can't get it. Ball comes out, free kick Burnley, which is taken very quickly. I'll tell you what I do like about this. There's a lot of like step or there's sort of a bit of trickery in this game. I like it. You know, people Cruyff turning each other, Megsing each other. It's nice to see. It is nice to see. Luke's in. How you doing, Luke? How you doing, Luke? He said, didn't know you can still get gummy pizza and fries. I haven't had them since I was a kid. Yeah, Kate managed to find a big bag full of like gummy burgers, hot dogs, and all sorts. So she made up sweet bags for obviously my stepdaughter's birthday, and obviously there's always one for the old stepdad as well. Can't let him go to waste, can you? And even if they weren't, whatever sweets were left that didn't make the sweet bags, you know, they'd have had the parents' name on without a doubt. Mark said, neither did I, Luke. Russ is in. Hope you're well, Russ. He says, afternoon, Dan. Hope all is well, my friend. Great coverage of Burnley first team games. Good to see you covering the under-21s now. Top channel. Thank you very much, mate. It's nice to see it as well. You know, it's something new, as I said. This isn't something I thought, you know, it was just a last-minute thing. I thought, oh, Burnley are on in the development league. I thought maybe I mentioned it to Kate. I said, you don't mind, do you? If I do the old watch along for it. But she was like, no, it's fine. And to be fair, it's something new. But, you know, I'm sure I'll pick it up along the way in terms of team, you know, players' names and who's who. Well, it's getting a little bit sloppy now in the game. Ipswich coming forward, takes a shot, and it's just over the crossbar. I think Dennis Frankie was expecting that shot to be a little bit more central, and it wasn't. It just went off, but it was just over the bar. Lucky for him. Mark says, what time was kickoff? Kickoff was at 12 o'clock. Kickoff was at 12. B. Martin said, a point's difference, not a Blackburn fan, just to clarify, as there a point difference. We're not that bad. No, you've been decent. You've been decent this year. I can't fault it. You know, it's working out well. I mean, what's your thoughts on Nigel Pearson? What's your thoughts on Pearson? Because he's one of those football stalwarts, and he's sort of been around a bit with the clubs. But I still think he's a great manager. As much as I know he was saying about walking away, from management the other week because of officiating, which we all know the officiating in the Championship is absolutely dogger. But yeah, what's your thoughts on him? Let us know in the comments. Luke says, can you still get them? The little gummy burgers like you used to? Yeah, of course you can. Of course you can. I think there's a stoppage in play, so they're just showing some highlights of Burnley goal and the close chance by Ipswich just a second ago. But it looks like set to get back underway. So 20, just coming up to the 26-minute mark. Burnley 1, Ipswich 0. And to be fair, we we're looking decent. We're actually looking decent. We're not sitting back. We're getting forward. Ipswich not really had much attacks on goal. We're putting them out wide. Making them play wide. Sorry, and it's good to see. It really is. Kate says you can get a big bag at Asda, £2, I think. There you go. So get yourself to Asda if you want some nostalgia. Ben's in. He says, "Hey mate, you good? All is good, mate. All is good. Hope you're well." I say this is completely new to me. This under 21 stuff. But hopefully pick it up along the way. B. Martin says, wasn't sure at times last year, but this year got rid of bad attitude players. And now we have competition for players. He has changed the culture completely. That's what you want, though. That's what you want. You need something like that sometimes. Ipswich trying to come forward. Couple of passes at the side, but yeah, they've had to play it back out wide. Now they've had to come back towards the centre circle. Burnley applying the pressure. We've had to go back to the keeper. Great pressing by Burnley, by the way. I must say that they are on it. As soon as an Ipswich player has got that ball at their feet, they are there. Ball over the top. Is he offside? He is. Ipswich were in there. Ipswich thought they were in. But the number 3 for Ipswich on this near left-hand side is called just off. Jason says, is this just the odd under-21 game or the cup for the under-21s? No, not for us. It's the development league is this game. But I don't think our under-21s or under-23s actually face each other. I don't think we actually put a team in like that in the lower. I think you've got to be a Premier League team to do it, and I don't think we've ever done it anyway when we were in the Premier League. I don't think we're that high up. As I say, this is the development league, so it's the actual under-21s league is different. I think, as I say, this is all new to me. I still need to try and pick it up. I'm like a newbie coming into football, to be fair, even though I know obviously about the normal stuff for football. Delving into a different competition I know nothing about, really. As Matt says there, notice the development league. All right, okay, Jason says. And Luke says, I will have a look when I next go Asda. Cheers for that, Kate. Ipswich come forward now. Ball on this far left-hand side. Tries to cut into the box. 2 Burnley players managed to cut it out, though. Ipswich still have it. Intercepted. Ball back with new Burnley keeper, Dennis Frankie. Cheekily puts it to the side of the Ipswich player and sends him the wrong way. B. Martin says, who's obviously watching for our Twitch channel, as I say, you can support us through Twitch as well by dropping us a follow on there. Much appreciated if you could. But says, don't get started on officiating. It's getting worse every year. It is. There's nothing. That's a foul. It's got to be a foul. But yeah, I totally agree with you. Totally agree. But I don't like VAR. Can't stand it. Can't stand it in the slightest. And much prefer the human error. But there's still so much in the standards of officiating that are bad. It's unreal. But I know a few people that are, in the refereeing game, and to get from, doing a job like this, like the under-21s and stuff like that, you've basically got to kiss arse. You've got to kiss arse as a referee to work your way to the top. And it's not right. It's not right. It should be based on your performance. But then yet again, if you're not licking the arse of these teams, they're going to give you a bad ref rating. You know what I mean? So to get there, you've basically got to press your nose firmly between the buttocks of every football club you're reffing against. It's not right. It's not right. But that's why we're still lumbered with these jack-offs that we've got now. Mark says, basically, the Premier League 2 is the Under-21s league, and this league is like the Under-21s Championship, and only Premier League sides can enter the Papa John's Trophy, which has the League One teams in. Yeah. So that's better summed up than I could have put it anyway. Mr. Welch is in. How you doing? I'm watching a game that's quite League 2 standard, mate, so this is always great. I'm watching football based on a similar level. But yeah, all is good, mate. All is good. Hope you're well. Yeah, B. Martin says, it says it all that Anthony Taylor represents this country in officiating. And I'm glad that when it comes to the World Cup, we're not, Qatar have said, nah, we don't want any of them that English refereeing shark coming over here. Can't blame them. Can't blame them at all. Can't blame them. Can't fault them. Burnley could be in it. Oh, nah, he's lost it. He gave up. Gave up the run. Matt says, yes, Welch. Luke says, VAR had a shocker this weekend. Just look at Chelsea versus West Ham. That corner goal should have stood. Yeah, it should have done, mate. I agree. I totally agree with you. Chris says, the referees couldn't do a security guard job. No, they couldn't. They couldn't do the job of a librarian. They wouldn't even do well at Card Factory, and the job that they do is dishing out cards. Put it that way. Chris says, less of that, Dan. Apologies. I got a little bit giddy. Mark says, send Brett Huxtable to the World Cup so he doesn't have to be in League 2. And Trevor Kettle, for that matter. No, well, we need a new kettle, don't we, to save ourselves £10 a month. A year, sorry. So, yeah, let's send the old kettle off and get a new kettle in. Save 10 a year. Instead of putting eating on, wrap yourself up in a what is it? Flaming. What they call a heated blanket or something. Because apparently that's only £2 a month more than you're eating. Jesus Christ. I know, Mark, I won't mind. The way the prices have gone, yeah, I wish it was a little bit no, I wish it was a month. Got a bit giddy. Chris says, afternoon to everyone else in the chat as well. I have to be nice these days. You're a nice person deep down, Chris. You just say it as it is, mate. Say it as it is. But yeah, Mark's there saying £10 a month. Well done. Yeah, I agree. B. Martin says, this is when it gets dodgy. With us, there is a ref in his last 5. He has officiated us, given 4 pens to the opposition, and we've lost all 5. So this weekend, it's worth putting money on the opposition then, I'm guessing, if you're a betting man. Mark's asking how work is, Chris. You're off this week, aren't you? Or am I just imagining things? .36 on the clock. Nothing really to say much about this game, to be fair. At the moment, it's been quite a midfield battle. Balls pumped over the top a few times, but nothing concrete. It's been cleared. And since the first goal, and obviously Ipswich having a bit of a stab at the cherry not so long ago, it's dulled down a little bit as this game. Just off at weekends, he says. That's understandable. At least you get your weekends, which is always good in retail. Never usually get a weekend when you work in retail. But at least you get your weekends, mate. Not wrong with that. Mark says, I need a job before January. Moving to Bristol then. So are you moving in with the missus? Or is it like a uni thing? Luke says, hopefully both Burnley and us have a better game this weekend. Yeah, hopefully we can beat Norwich. Obviously, deep down, I know you're saying hopefully we both have a better game, but obviously you'd probably want us. I don't know. I mean, what's the better result really in that game, Burnley-Norwich, for you? Oh, no, it's you. Sorry, Luke, I thought it would be Martin that put it in. For you supporting Forest, you won't give a shit, will you? But yeah, hopefully Burnley have a better game. Chris says, yeah, work is fine. Mark says, yeah, mate, we got a flat. You need to get a pump then and pump it up. I'm only joking, don't you know? Pump it up. You've got to pump it up. Big Martin says, watch, we will have him now for Burnley and he'll get about 5 pens. We had him once this year and he got moved to League One after for a few weeks. I don't know. He might just have some written agenda against Bristol City, to be fair. I mean, it's not good because you're meant to obviously be meant to be impartial, aren't you? So for that to happen would be wrong. Burnley trying to break here. It's a wasted, but oh no, he's still got it. Can Burnley? Good save by the keeper. Brilliant save by the keeper, half. And it's a free kick. So Burnley came forward. I didn't think he were going to get to the ball, to be fair. He's a little bit out wide, but the keeper stretched. And the keeper makes a fine save. It comes out to the Ipswich defender. And he stumbles over the ball. And it was a free kick to Ipswich. But Burnley have managed to get it back again. Can they come forward and try and grab that second? Burnley with a shot. Oh, what a finish. What a finish. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think that it is. It's Neha Tucker with a finish. He cuts inside onto his left foot, wraps it round it. Keeper is well and truly beaten. And Burnley's number 7. That's superb. Absolutely superb. Burnley 2, Ipswich 0. I will update the score in a moment. Just look at your comments. Chris, I'm working 5 till 9 from Monday, Friday every week. 5 shifts a week. Who cares? It's work at the end of the day. Ultimately, it's all about the moolah. Matt says, don't you know, pump it up. The claps are going up. Hey, that's not bad. Not bad. I'll have to see if I can get that going on the turf. John says, this country should be ashamed of itself for not voting for Chris Welch as the new PM. Yeah, Kate's just shown me on the phone now that the UK have named Liz Truss as the new Prime Minister. So it seems we have a new bullshitter at the helm. Ipswich with a chance. A fine save by Dennis Frankie to tip the ball over. Quite a similar-esque shot to what Neha Tucker had done. Is it Neha Tucker or Neha Tucker? I think I just say Neha because people say like Neha to a grasshopper, but it is spelled like J-A-I. So I don't know whether it's a silent J, but I'm going to say Neha in future. Corner whipped in. Burnley headed up. Back to the centre circle as quick as it was in. It's back with the keeper who has to pump it long. Russ says, VAR is a piece of crap. We should have had a penalty versus Brentford second half and wasn't given. Yeah. Yeah, the VAR is a load of tosh. Can't stand it. You know it's bad when even, people like Alan Shearer and stuff are slagging it on Match of the Day. That's when you know it's bad. Mark says, agreed, John. Welchie for PM. Get that trending. Put that shit on a T-shirt. And John says, with got the laughing emojis there. That's because Chris said, I'm okay, thanks. I'd rather trap my private parts in a door. I don't want to waste my time and breathe on dead fishes and human worms. Why not? B. Martin says, I vote Sean Dyche for Prime Minister. He is out of a job. Yeah. He'd deliver Brexit, wouldn't he? He'd deliver Brexit. To be fair, he makes a good omelette, according to Joey Barton. So he could deliver breakfast as well. John says, Welchie for PM. Liz Truss as Prime Minister. What a fucking shambles. All of the Prime Ministers now, they're all just backwards. They're all Robin Hood, but backwards. Steal from the poor and give to the rich instead of stealing from the rich, giving to the poor. At least Robin Hood had common sense and he wore a mask. Well, he wore a hood. It's absolute madness, absolute madness. Anyway, back to the football. B. Martin said, when Joey Barton got the Bristol Rovers job, he joked about moving in with Nigel Pearson. Wow, that'd have been a fly on the wall situation, wouldn't it? How would that one have worked out? Ball in by Burnley to the back stick. Nobody there, and Ipswich can potentially get this ball clear. Let's update that score. We've not updated it yet, have we? As I say, it still says 1-0, but Burnley are 2-0 up. So let's get it updated. And just like that, boom, back in the room, back in the game. Bob's your teapot. Chris says, Liz Truss. Ironic, her last name is Truss. I'd rather not trust her, thanks. I'd rather trust my dog. The only reason she's in is probably because she worked away there for, well, she didn't even work away there. Probably lived off Daddy's trust fund. You get it? Trust fund. Burnley with a chance. Edge of the box again. Into the centre. Shot taken, and it's wide of the post. I don't think I've seen the Ipswich keeper make a save. Oh, no, sorry, I have. I saw one save by him, to be fair. We are coming up to half-time. 45 has already gone. We are a minute into this as well. Mike says they supposedly had a bust-up. Wow, that would have been fun. Oh, Burnley have a chance here. And it is. It's 3. Oh, the Ipswich keeper. He's done an Edison. He couldn't get the ball out from his feet. And the ginger giant, Joe McGlynn, steals in, tries to win the ball from him, manages to take a nick of it and just hits it into an open net. It is Burnley 3, Ipswich 0, and it's looking very, very likely that Ipswich's unbeaten start in their last 3 games is going to be scuppered. Wow. I'm glad I didn't make edits up for this because I usually only go up to about 4, and we're at half time and Burnley 3-0 up. Chris says, Boris, Sunak or Truss? That's like someone asking me, you have 3 options to spend the rest of your life with the GC, Heather Trott or Katie Hopkins. I'll just walk out and close the door behind me. I don't blame you, mate. They're just out for themselves, aren't they? They're out for themselves. Anyway, we are at half-time here at Leyland at the Lancashire FA, and it is Burnley 3, Ipswich 0. BMOT says, are Ipswich Blackburn in disguise? Well, you'd like to say so. Hopefully come Norwich it will be. Come flaming November, come Norwich. I've already got Friday's game on my mind. Let's go through some of the stats then. In terms of ball possession, it's been 50-50. Nothing splitting the sides in terms of possession. Burnley have had 8 shots to Ipswich's 5. Burnley have had 5 of them on target compared to Ipswich's 1. Fouls have been 8 Burnley, 5 Ipswich. No cards conceded in that first 45 minutes. Ipswich have had 2 corners and 2 offsides, where Burnley have had 1 corner and nil points when it comes to offside. So it's been a nice affair so far, which, as I say, Burnley are 3 goals to the good in. Can't really fault them for that. Mark says, right, I'm off to the shop, pal. Be back shortly. Defo in time for the second half. Top man. It's just showing highlights now. It's just showing that Ipswich chance where it came very, very close, by the way. Intercepted well. He's took a shot. It's just the fact that it just starts dipping just as it gets towards the crossbar. And then, obviously, Ipswich did have a chance on the overlap with a long ball forward, but nothing came of it as he was offside. And then it's just shown another Ipswich chance where it was dragged wide as well. Just showing the Burnley chance where the keeper made, well, from what I can recollect, probably the only save he's had to make, because the other 2 goals were just too superb to even contend with. But yeah, I think it's just repeatedly showing these repeats now as well. John says we would all love a Welchy brutality. So who's everyone? Who's everyone? Obviously, I know B Martin's in esports, Bristol City. Obviously, Mike Newport, you, Chris Carlisle. Who have you all got this weekend? Who you all facing? Have you got a Tuesday night game? I know. Burnley don't. We now play on Friday. It should be interesting. But let us know who you've got this weekend or on Tuesday. We'll have a good old conflab about it. But as I say, right now it is half time. Burnley 3, Ipswich 0, and I'm going to take myself off for a half time slash, I think. So stay with us, and we'll be back with the second half very, very shortly. It's just typical of me to do that, isn't it? Typical of me to do that. Starts gobbing off and everything else and completely forgot that my mic was muted. Brilliant. We are back for the second half, however. That's what I was saying. We are back for the second half. Burnley 3 up against Ipswich Town in this under-21s affair. Goals from Dora Costello after 5 minutes. Then Burnley went 2-0 up through Nee J. Tucker, who put one round. Sorry, Chris, just in your comment. I'm sorry, I'm not a lip reader. But yeah, 40 minutes in, Nee J. Tucker win. Absolute perler of an effort round the keeper, past the keeper. And then literally 7 minutes later, the 55th +2, Joe McGlynn capitalised on a keeper error and put the Clarets 3-0 up. Yeah, I can't believe I was on mute, to be fair. I've done it. I've done that before. It's just typical. Let's have a look then. Chris says, away at Harrogate on Saturday. Interesting. Are you going? I do like Harrogate, the place. I went with the missus not so long back. I actually do like the place of Harrogate. It looks quite posh. It's like quite a posh place, but I enjoyed it all the same. You know, they experienced the riffraff of me and Kate when we went, so we dumbed Harrogate down a little bit. Russ says we've got Forest on Monday. See, he puts it nicely. We've got Forest on Monday, and then you get Luke. Got dirty, scruffy Leeds Monday Night Football. Hey, I'm sure Russ is used to Leeds being called that just as much as something probably a lot stronger. As everyone said, I was muted. Mark says all back, and what is this game on? I might chuck it on for the second half. It's on a website. I can't remember what website it is. I don't want to knock it. I don't want to knock it off because I'm playing it through my Xbox. But I was signed in. I did have to sign up to watch it, to be fair. Let's have a look at what some more comments then. Let's go down. Luke put laughing emojis to Chris as I'm not a lip reader. Chris says if it was Gabby Bon Lahore on mute, then everyone would be happy as that's the most sense he spoke. That is a good point. He talks a load of shite, doesn't he? And then he also goes on to say, I don't know yet, as I'll be finishing work late on Friday night and travelling on Saturday, even though it's not that long. Just tiredness from work. No, that's fair enough. That's fair enough, mate. It's one of those, each to their own. Matt says, okay, I'll listen to you, pal. Yeah, I had to sign up to something to watch it. But I don't know the way. I don't want to knock it off and then I can't get the second half up, if you get me. Well, Russ says I'm going to Forest at home on Monday. Nice one. Should be a good game. That should be a nice, tasty affair. How do you think you'll get on? How do you think you'll get on against Forest? How do you think you'll get on against Harrogate, Chris? Who's Newport got, Mark? Who's Newport got this weekend? Players coming out for the second half. Well, I know the Burnley lads are. I'm sure the Ipswich players will be out in just a sec. The Burnley players are out and look ready to get business underway. Russ says, I think we'll beat Forest, if I'm honest. Why not, mate? I mean, it's going to be a tough game. I think it'll be a really tough game, that. But it'll definitely be one that the neutral should look at and try and tune into. Luke says, yeah, thank you for just bringing up how nicely I put it. Probably nicer than most. As I say, Russ has probably had a lot worse said about Leeds when they've been described than how you put it, Luke, to be honest. Mark says, Swindon away. Reckon you'll get something there? Reckon you'll get some at Swindon? Beat. But no, do you reckon you'll get anything? Come away with the 3 points? Ipswich are going to get us underway for this second half in just a moment. Players are out. Look set, waiting for the referee's whistle. And they're off. Ipswich looking to come up in the far side, and then Burnley coming on the inside. I'm joking. Mark Helm plays a ball forward. Intercepted. Ipswich have now played it back to their goalkeeper. He pumps it long, hoping to find an Ipswich player on the overlap, but still at the feet of the Ipswich Town man in the centre of the park. Spoke too soon, because not anymore. Matt says, I'm annoyed as I don't know if I can go. If I can't, it's a watch along. Not wrong with that, mate. Not wrong with that. Russ says, I've heard a lot worse. Luke, mate, so don't worry, pal. And Chris says, former Carlisle forward and current Oldham forward Hallam Hope has suffered serious injuries after a vicious attack and assault outside the ground after Oldham Chesterfield. Wow. No player, whether they've played bad, whether they've scored against you and celebrated in front of the away end or whatever, should ever be subject to abuse. After that 90th minute whistle has gone, that is it. That is it. That's how it should be. There's some absolute, as you said there, scumbags, cowards, some real arseholes in terms of in every fan base. But that's horrible. That is horrible. I just hope he's all right, and it's not affected him and his family as much. But Ipswich have a chance to come forward. Ball on the edge. Burnley managed to intercept. Can Burnley come away and break here? With Dara Costello, plays it out wide to Joe McGlynn. It's too heavy. Such a heavy touch. Joe McGlynn couldn't get on the end of that. Oh, Ipswich had a chance to come in there. Well intercepted by the Burnley centre-back. Ipswich now coming forward to take their 3rd corner of the game. Can they get back into this? At 3-0, you'd say no, but it's the start of the second half, and anything can happen in football. That's a shocking corner. Absolutely shocking corner. Wow. Chris says, I know Carlisle and Hope didn't get on, but we have sent him best wishes. Yeah, that at least then it shows, who the bigger person is, whether it's a club and on person or person on club. Just goes to show that, no matter what happens, no matter the differences you have, they've you've got your wits about you and really good credentials to have said and send your apologies or your thoughts and best wishes. Burnley did have the ball. It was intercepted, and somehow an Ipswich free kick comes from this. It was Mark Helm. Is it Mark Helm who had it in the centre? No, it weren't Mark Helm. Ipswich have a free kick on their far left-hand side to chip into the back post. It's up, and it's hopefully cleared by Burnley, who are still pissing around with it at the back. Costello just needs to put his foot through it. It's on the edge of the box. Can Ipswich get a shot away here? They have, and it's 3-1. It is 3-1. I thought Dennis Frankie tipped that round the post, but it turns out the Burnley keeper couldn't tip it away, and Ipswich's number 2. Oh no, it's the Ipswich number 14, sorry, that's got the goal. It was the great battling by Ipswich's number 2 in the box. Burnley just couldn't clear their lines whatsoever. And as much as I thought Dennis Frankie were going to tip that round the post, he can't get to it. I think he gets a fingertip to it. But it is now Burnley 3, Ipswich 1, and Ipswich are piling on the pressure to the Clarets. Let's get that one updated then. Ipswich finally get back into the game. I did say it's still early and Ipswich could get back into this. And they have done so far. Burnley need to try and swing that momentum back in their favour. Luke says, disgusting behaviour to everyone who does it. Mainly all them that do it are pissed out their heads. For me, alcohol should be banned in football stadiums. That's penalising everybody, though. That's penalising everybody for some numpty head. I just think it's. I don't know how you tackle the situation, but you can't penalise the world for a selective few, if you get me. But I do understand. I do understand what you're saying. Mark says, "Nah, never. I always have a few pints of the football." Yeah, everyone goes to football, has a couple of pints, but never to a point where they, take the piss and act up like that. Chris says, we had an heartbreaking situation with Olivia and other incidents that have gone on, and now this is unfortunately carries on. Yeah, it's not right. It's not right, mate, at all. Lisa, some people just don't know how to control themselves with the alcohol and emotions of the game. Yeah, it might not have been. It might not have even been alcohol. It might have just been, somebody who's so red and, decided that. You know how it happens sometimes. It can start with just one fan. And then because you're all part of that same fan base, you sort of stick up for him over certain... We won't know the situation. And it's kicking off. Oh, it's kicking off right in front of the Burnley bench. I don't know what's going on here, but the referee's calling over, I think, Owen Dodgson. Burnley's Owen Dodgson and the Ipswich number 5. No one's been booked. But there were a bit of pushing and shoving going on there to the point where Dodgson came back and nearly threw him to the floor. Mark says, do you know if it was an Oldham fan, Chris? Do you know if VK has attended the game? I don't know whether he has, to be fair. This is what I mean. This is why I say it should be at Turf Moor. Why are we playing it in Preston? Why should people have to travel God knows how many miles? Ball to the back, stick, Burnley header, and it's over the bar. But yeah, I don't understand why we have to travel to the home of the Lancashire Football Association in Leyland, as I say, nigh on Preston, to watch Burnley play in the women, whether that's in the under-21s, the under-18s, or the women's game. Why are we playing there? Why can't we play at the likes of, as I say, Nelson or Cone or Padiham? In fact, Burnley women were playing at Padiham for a while, and then it stopped. I don't understand why we can't use these like teams and obviously try and, you know, help bring them some sort of income. I don't get it. I don't get it. You can't expect fans to go support Burnley by travelling, you know, a good, God knows, 12, 20 mile. It's wrong. Wrong. Ipswich try and have another chance again. Can Burnley clear it? Fingers crossed they'll have learnt from their mistakes. Luke says, just like the Everton fan who threw a bottle at Klopp, no need for that behaviour either. No, they're in. They're in. Coming up to the 56th minute, Burnley 3, Ipswich 1. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in so far. Really appreciate the fact that it's the middle of the afternoon and you're here showing support to this channel. I fucking love you all, so thank you very much. Free kick Ipswich in their own half, just by the halfway line, but still in their half. They've gone back towards their goalkeeper with it instead of going forward. That's interesting. And the keeper just waywardly kicks it towards the stand. As I appreciate everyone who's come in. Let's absolutely smash the likes on this video. Please do. I don't know where we are with the likes, but anything above 5, I'm majorly happy with, especially mid-afternoon, an under-21s game. So, yeah, thank you very much. Please do keep supporting us. Keep smashing them likes. Turn on that notification bell if you want to be notified when we go live. And also subscribe to the channel because it costs nothing. Absolutely nothing. All you got to do is click a button. So, yeah, please do subscribe to us if you haven't already and you are new. And, we see on the analytics, people, the amount of people who watch compared to that are subscribed to not subscribed. So let's get that bit up in terms of the subscriptions. As I say, it costs you nothing and it helps the channel grow. So please do keep showing your support. Ipswich in for another chance. Cuts inside. And great defending, but the Ipswich man's still got it. Can he turn on the edge? It's fallen to another Ipswich player. Has he put it wide? Has he gone in? I think he's put it wide. Oh, wow. He has put it wide. All he had to do was roll that into the back of the net. He was free there at the back stick. Oh, my word. Burnley with a let-off. Mark says, I'll always be a supportive fella on YouTube and in everyday life. Much appreciated, Mark. Really do appreciate that from the very bottom of my heart. So thank you very much. He says we're at 10 likes. Absolutely fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. Thank you very, very much for your support. Burnley have a chance now coming forward. Tries to cut inside again. Beautiful through ball. Can Burnley score from this? It's cleared by the foot of the keeper. Now Ipswich trying to come forward. All of a sudden, this game has gone very, very end-to-end. Chris says, Mark, wouldn't shock me if it was an Oldham fan who drank too much and takes football too seriously. Well, I say Oldham fan, not a football fan in my eyes. Well said, Chris. Well said. And Mark says, yeah, I wouldn't be shocked. if it was Chesterfield, as they should be celebrating the win. And of course, our as much as Chris Welch is northern with Carlisle, you know, we've got to get the mags in as well. Geordie Toon for Larson, how you doing, mate? Hope you're well. $60 on the clock. Burnley 3, Ipswich 1. Ipswich starting to grow into the game. Burnley need to obviously find that momentum, get that third goal again now. I know they've still got the 2-goal advantage, but it can all change. It can all change. True Red says there. Luke says, subscribe now. You're missing out big time. What a legend Dan is. He does some fantastic stuff. Thank you very much. I do appreciate the kind words. I really do. So, you know, as much as I see him and sometimes I'm like, you know, is this what people really think? I do appreciate you all. So thank you so much. Free kick Burnley, you fucking whammer. Burnley's number 11's on the ball. Ipswich is number 9. Knew he weren't getting to it, so he pushes him in, like literally pushes him in the back, and then goes, referee. Like, come on. No, I'm with you, Chris. They all piss in the same pot at the end of the day. They all piss in the same pot, mate. I'd have more trust asking a Blackburn fan to look after my Burnley shirt. It's always great. Always great. Mark says, yeah, do subscribe, mate. Great news. I have got an EFL journalist coming on at 3 p.m. to review the transfer window for League Two sides. Nice one. Who have you managed to bag? Bowling by Ipswich on the far side. Headed clear by Burnley. Ipswich trying to keep that move alive, but the ball's gone for a Burnley throw. Yeah, who have you managed to bag, Mark? Gabriel Sutton. The name rings a bell. Does he work for that EFL debate? Is he the guy who works for the EFL debate show? Because if I remember rightly, I think he's recently, or I think it was this morning actually, he was doing a show with the Accrington Stanley chairman. Geordie Toon for says, here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Chris says, I'd rather vote for birthday parties than any party, to be honest. But having said that, I hate birthday parties. Can't stand the nonsense and harp over them. God, are you Carl Pilkington in disguise, Chris? Is that who you are? You Carl Pilkington in disguise? Burnley still waiting to take the throw in. Ball pumped long now. Ipswich can get it. No Burnley player could get on the end of the receiving throw. Ipswich trying to come forward. That's a free kick to Ipswich, I think. He's not giving it. He's let his play on. Burnley have made a sub. Marcel Lewis has come off. Cade Ratchford has come on for Burnley. But now the referee does blow for a free kick. Who's he giving it to? He's giving it to Ipswich. Matt says, yeah, pal, regarding Gabriel Sutton. Yeah, I have heard of him. I'll try and tune in if I can. Obviously, I'll be picking the kids up not long after, but I will try and tune in if I can. I need to set the stream up and make a thumbnail and share. Why not? Get it done, pal. Get it done. Chris says, there's only one Carl Pilkington. That's his own honour. That is true. I like people like Carl Pilkington. No bullshit. Yeah, just get to the point. Free kick for Ipswich then. Hard and low. And it's just wide. Tipped wide by Burnley keeper Dennis Franke. So Ipswich now have a corner. There was danger from the last corner for Ipswich. Hopefully for them, they'll be wanting to capitalise and make this score sound a lot more closer than it is. Ball comes in, header up and wide, but the Burnley keeper, Dennis Franke, was saying there, I think I'm being impeded, and I think the referee's giving it for that basis as well. Max, isn't he from the top? Is he also from Not the Top 20 podcast too, Mark? And Max says yes. Jordy says, I see Rogers has gone. Ginger Rogers, I mean. Won't be long before Brendan's gone, to be fair. No matter, Leicester fans will probably be wanting it sooner rather than later. But I don't know. It depends on the understanding. I think, what he's come out and said regarding, that he's working in line with the chairman and those above board. Saying that that they didn't have a pot to piss in, and they needed to. This was a season to reflect. They couldn't go and make them signings. So it's going to be a tough one for Rodgers and a tough one for those above him that obviously hope it'll work, but time will tell. Another defeat for Rodgers could really twist the knife. Well, apparently, Chris, because Chris says there, I'll be shocked if Rodgers is still in charge for the next game, but he's rumour has it that he's gone. He'll be gone by the end of this week. As I say, rumour has it. Oh. 68 on the clock. Burnley 3, Ipswich 1. It seems like time has stood still. It's been 60th minute for about 60 minutes now. Young Italian stallion Dennis Franke, Burnley's goalkeeper, punts the ball forward. Joe McGlynn finds Costello. Is trying to find his striker counterpart on the overlap, who just couldn't get to it. Ipswich now trying to break on that far right-hand side. Far left-hand side, sorry. Luke says they've lost a bloody good player, bloody strong player to the expense of Chelsea. Yeah, they have. They have indeed. Cannot. But then yet again, he was out for most of the season. Last season was Fofana, so they had to do something without Fofana when he was injured. So to them, it's almost like a similar scenario. Jody says, I think he should stay. It's only 6 games, no loyalty. Give him a chance. He won the FA Cup. To be fair, people will look at it and go, oh, yeah. People say Leicester are on a decline because of how much success they've had recently, but it's just normality. It's like I said to a few of them, you've had that success. Now you're almost like expecting that success to be sustainable. 5th spot is yours every year sort of thing. And sometimes you get knocked back to that realization that, okay, yes, we punched ourselves, punched about with the big boys for a little bit. But now it's back to that realization of we are Leicester. We are not a top 6 team. And I'm not trying to, dog Leicester at all. I just think that, sometimes you get that season of realization. That's like me saying that when Burnley had got European football and finished 7th, we should have been doing that season in, season out. Why are we always flirting around relegation? It's not on. But no, you do what you do. Each season is different. And as I say, being real about it has got to be what it is. Chris says, Rodgers and current Leicester owner are to blame. Yeah, well, Leicester's owners are in the airport sort of sales business, aren't they? So anything happening in an airport, anything bought in an airport, they make money on and stuff like that. And the fact that people during COVID, they'd have lost a lot of income through that. So, they're in the shit with that. It's just, it's a big mess at Leicester at the moment. Players are getting older. Tielemans' situation's not been sorted out. Vardy's, probably got one more season in him. You've got defenders that were signed to start games that aren't starting games. It's just a bit of a shambles at Leicester. Nat says, afternoon, boss. Afternoon to yourself. Hope you're well, Nat. How are you doing? How have you been? And Talk's in as well. How are you doing, Talk? Big up to yourself. Hope you're well. People, please do go check out Talk. He's got a fantastic channel, Football versus Cancer. As I say, every time I see Talk in the chat, it's a charity channel. Please do go show your support. And he's doing some fantastic stuff as well. Knows his stuff about football. Yeah, I said it. A Man United fan who knows his stuff. There you go. Talk MU. Get at Football versus Cancer and show your support there. Kate said, all good, Jody. Thank you. Hope you are too. Ipswich coming forward as I'm talking. Ball on the far side. Can they get a ball in? Intercepted by Burnley, so that would be a no. Jody says, spot on, Dan. I'm guessing regarding Leicester. True Red Luke says, people don't think about that, though, Chris. They just go off current results. Yeah, they do. They do. I agree. Chris says, Leicester were punching above their weight when they won the FA Cup and back-to-back 5th place finishes, and the budget is mid-table. Couldn't agree more. Couldn't agree more. Mark says, talking about worrying teams, I'm genuinely worried about relegation for Newport. That's the thing with teams in the EFL, though. It is very, very... it's tough. And I keep saying it. Barnsley, up there in the playoffs at one season after, relegated. Anything can change. The EFL is a very, very hard place to be and a hard place to get out of once you're in it. Ipswich with a chance for 2. And he's put it wide. He couldn't wrap his foot round it. Burnley still have that 2-goal advantage. Talk said, all good, thanks, Dan. Big up, bro. Big up to yourself, mate. Really do appreciate it. Chris says, Vardy definitely in retirement age, isn't he? Legs have gone. He's still got work to do. Vardy at this moment is probably a final 20 minutes man now. Bring him on for final 20 minutes. He's got the legs for it. And, could potentially change a game in that sense. But Burnley are making some substitutions as well. Hopefully it'll notify us of who's been changed. But it's not said anything at the moment. But fingers crossed, I will let you know when it comes up with the information. But yeah, final 10 minutes or something like that. He's the one who's probably he's the one to come on and potentially change the game. Jody says, thank you, Kate. Seems Ipswich have made a sub as well. And the game gets back underway. So I think once Harley Curtis has come off for Ipswich and brought on is Jesse Nwabuzela or Nwabeza, however it looked. It hasn't mentioned the Burnley ones for some reason. Hopefully it will at some point. We shall see. Talk says, great to see you growing, brother. You're a great lad and you provide quality content. You deserve all the support you get. Really appreciate that, mate. Really do appreciate that. Love the kind words from everybody and anybody that comes in. So thank you. Fingers crossed we can grow this channel as big as possible. I'm just a shitty little Burnley fan with a shitty little channel, talking shit. And, you guys support that. So thank you very, very much. Luke says, I'm not worried about relegation. We've got a brilliant squad to compete in the Premier League and to survive. Well, at the moment, Luke, with Forest, it's a tough one. You've brought in a completely new setup. You're only allowed a 25-man squad, but yet you assign 23 players as it is. And, whether it's going to work out in your favour, we shall see. I think if you do stay up, it's going to be because obviously the media hype of Forest, but you will suffer miserably next season under. I think you will suffer miserably under the what is it? That second season syndrome. I think you'll suffer heavily from that. Ipswich's number 2 is on the deck. Looks to be in a bit of pain, to be fair. Looking like he needs a lot of medical attention. He was rolling around a little bit a minute ago, but now he's sat straight. So the game is halted. It doesn't say who the Burnley substitutions were, so I'm not sure. So I can't confirm with you who it was. It's just showing Ipswich's goal. It was a wild stab. Frankie does get to it. It was a good stab at it by the Ipswich man, and as I say, Frankie does get his hand onto it, but can't tip it enough round the post, just into the bottom corner. Talk says, Dan, what you do without proper equipment is mind-boggling. Your hard work will pay off if you keep going, pal. Don't let anyone hold you back, and I'm only message away if you need anything. Really appreciate that, Talk. Really, really do appreciate it. You're an absolute gent, so thank you very, very much. As I say, I do all this. This literally the camera on my phone. I make all the thumbnails and edits via my phone. I do have it open on the laptop as well, but the laptop is very, very slow, so it's sort of like just used as a backup. So I can see myself on 2 cameras right this moment. But I do it because I want you guys to get the best. And at the moment, I don't have a proper full setup. And in the long run, I will hopefully do it. But I really appreciate everybody who does support us, even though we are, you know, basically stripped to the basics. So thank you very, very much. Just a quick reminder as well, please like and subscribe. I know obviously this is new content, under 21 stuff, mid-afternoon. So thank you everybody who's watching and supporting. But yeah, please do, if you can and you haven't already, subscribe to the channel and drop a like on this video. To have 10 likes at one point, is fantastic. So thank you. Talk says, let's get a GoFundMe going to get Dan a laptop. Anyone who's interested, DM me. I wouldn't want to put people out of that. Obviously, I wouldn't want people to do that. It got mentioned before. It got mentioned the other night as well. To be fair, that about doing a GoFundMe page, and I wouldn't want people to go out their way to do that for me. I'd Burnley with a chance. Can they make it 4? Yes, they can. It's 4-1. I'm not sure who the scorer is. The camera's from I think it's Nijay Tucker again. Let's look. Ball comes in from Owen Dodgson. It's on the edge. It's Nijay Tucker, Burnley's number 7, takes a stab at it. Dodgson pulls it back into the centre. Nijay Tucker takes a stab at it. Defender clears it, but only back into the path of Nijay Tucker, who pops it away again. So Burnley 4, Ipswich 1, and the fact that Ipswich are trying to get back into the game with that 1 goal will now feel they have a mountain to climb, especially when there is 81 minutes on the clock. So yeah, back to what Talk said as well. You know, it got mentioned last time, and I know the way the world is at the moment. You know, people, you know, their money for stuff it's you know, cost of living is absolutely manic. So wouldn't want to put people out, especially when, you know, there's a lot of shit to deal with government issues, energy bills, etc., etc. But fingers crossed, we should be all right. For some reason, it's kicked us out of the live. I will try and get that back. But Talk says, Dan, if you had a laptop, bro, you'd be untouchable. I mean, hopefully, it's just having the right laptop, isn't it? You'd have to get like a gaming laptop that's, you know, quality enough to do it. So I'd love that, but I wouldn't want to put anyone out there to do it. And if it's just, yeah, I'd rather have people subscribe than put their hands in their pockets for little old me. So, you know, thank you very much. Right, let's see if we can get this game back on as well, since it went off. Watch live broadcast. Right, where are we? Right, so we are back with the game. Coming up just as we are back. 83 minutes has hit now. Burnley 4, Ipswich 1. Talk. I really do appreciate it. I really do appreciate it. But as I say, I wouldn't want to put people out. You know, I'm not a greedy person. I'm not materialistic. I wouldn't want, you know, if someone did that's off their own back. And it's not, not something I'd do myself personally. I wouldn't want to, but if somebody else did that, you know, it's, thank you. But yeah, but I don't even know what to say. I don't know what to say. I do appreciate everybody, so thank you. Mark says 12 likes now, by the way. So massive appreciation for everybody showing their support. Ipswich got a second. Ipswich must have got a second while the feed were off. So I do apologise. I'll need to update that score again because it says 4-2. So I was none the wiser with that. That's probably why it went off. It's like, Christ, let's let's pop a goal in and surprise him when he comes back. But it does say 4-2, so Ipswich must have had a second one. They've made another sub as well. Jack Manley has come off Xander Siziba. Who the heck is that guy? 85 minutes on the clock is coming up. Just now, 4 seconds away from 85 minutes. Burnley 4, Ipswich 2. It's been an absolute cracker. Burnley looks set as it stands, unless they have a mad 5 minutes now, to have back-to-back wins. As I say, they won 3-1 against Cardiff in Cardiff last week, and their first 3 points. This will be their first 3 points at home this season, and back-to-back victories will be, I'm sure, welcomed by the Burnley backroom staff for the under-21s. Ipswich's unbeaten start will look well. I think we can pretty much say it's going to end with the way it is. But Burnley have been really, really good in this game. I'm surprised at how good the under-21s have played, to be fair. It's nice to see, obviously, one of the signings Burnley made, Dennis Franke from PSG, playing in goal as well. As I say, he's only 19, so really he does make, can make himself available for the under-21s. Burnley starting to make a few mistakes. 4 minutes left in normal time. Ipswich coming forward. Can Burnley deal with it here? It's whipped straight across goal. Ipswich had a chance there to make it 4-3. That was dangerous. That was dangerous. It evaded everybody in the box. But wow. So it says, but Dan, if I get a GoFundMe going, we only need to raise 700 to 800. That, I mean, it's nice that people consider this and have mentioned it. As I say, a few people have mentioned it a few times. I wouldn't want to put people out. Great save by Dennis Franke there. Ipswich applying some real late pressure to the Clarets now, but good save by Dennis Franke there, down to his near side. Burnley just need to defend and stand tall now. 9 minutes of this game. See it out. Ipswich trying to come forward. Man on the overlap. He's turned his man twice there. Trying to work it into the box, Ipswich. I thought the Ipswich man had a chance of maybe getting a shot away. He's cut inside. Can he play it to the edge? He can, but Burnley cut it out. It's another Ipswich corner. 88 minutes on the clock. And Ipswich piling on the pressure. Am I going to be rude to eat my words here when I said about, it looks like they're going to have their unbeaten start ruined, because they are literally throwing everything at us. But you know what, Talk? I really do appreciate that. I really appreciate the kind words and what you're trying to achieve or do. And, as I say, I wouldn't want to put anybody out. It's not their place to do. But if people want to do that, I can't stop people from doing what they want to do. And I appreciate everybody's support so far, so thank you. Mark says, been an excellent performance by Burnley today, very professional. It is. It has been a professional performance. As I say, the fact that we are playing a little bit like the first team, trying to be expansive, playing out from the back. These lads are only young, but they are being nurtured and learned from, the tactics of the first team, which is great. Chris said, I'm back now. I needed to have a shave. When you say you needed to have a shave, I mean, do you mean a special haircut? Are we talking a special haircut? You know, a little nice little bush trim down in the old nether regions, or are we talking a full up here? Because when I've seen your face, that does not look like a face that needs to be shaved. I will tell you that now. I've seen more hair on a spit on a kebab spit down Burnley on a weekend. Oh, Chris, that joke's bad on so many levels. Where's the button? Wah, 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 wah. We've hit the 90th minute mark. 17 seconds in past the 90 minutes now. Ipswich still trying to come forward. Gets a shot away. Oh, my word. Oh, my word. Ipswich have scored. Burnley capitulating. Ball through. It came from nothing. He's just lashed his foot through it. How he's managed to get that shot away. There's 3 minutes of added time. We're coming to the end of the first minute, but it's now 4-3. Wow. Wow. I can't believe what I'm seeing here. Burnley with a dominant performance, but defensively, it's been shambolic. Everything that Ipswich have done coming forward has either ended up in a very dangerous attack or a goal. It's Burnley, for me, Burnley need to throw 11 men behind the ball, because Ipswich, as much as Burnley are probably trying to chase that next goal now, which could be coming here, because Burnley have got it. Joe McGlynn on this far side, trying to take it to the corner flag, and he has took it to the corner flag, and the referee has given a free kick to Ipswich. Come on, Burnley. Ipswich still have it. Coming forward, down on this near side. Ball over. Can Burnley clear it? It has been cleared. Another Ipswich corner. This game is now on a knife edge. Beard that needed shaving. Ball set's coming to the box. It's nicked on, and Dennis Frankie's tipped it round the post. Wow. The header was to the front post. The ball stayed in play, I think. Ipswich have still got it. Ipswich on the edge, trying to get the ball clear. And oh no, it has got it. Sorry, it did go out for a corner. We are at the 3 minutes. We are now over the 3 minutes. I'd probably say there's another 20, 30 seconds in it, because obviously the goal, which they didn't celebrate, they knew full well they had to get back into position. But it's another corner for Ipswich. Burnley 4, Ipswich 3. Maybe the last chance of the game. Ball into the mix, header up. And it's wide. Could that be it? Could that be it? Dennis Frankie, for me, should take his time over this goal kick. 40 seconds played over the added 3. Ball pumped forward. Referee has blown his whistle. Full time at the county ground. Full time at the county ground at the headquarters of the Lancashire FA. And it is Burnley 4, Ipswich 3. So as stated, Burnley finally have their back-to-back victories concrete and set in stone now due to that performance. Ipswich's unbeaten start has been broken, and we will bring you the stats in just a second. Luke says Blackpool game all over again. Nearly, very nearly. Another 2 minutes or so. It probably wouldn't surprise me. Mark says 13 watching, 13 likes. Absolutely smashing. But if you haven't liked it already and you've only just come in, please smash a like. Let's get to 15 now. We are so close. 2 likes away. Let's get to 15 likes minimum. I would love that. Absolutely love that from you all. As Mark says there, everyone like if you haven't already. So, yeah, please do support us massively. Chris says, Liz Truss just paid tribute to Boris and said you are admired from Kiev to Carlisle. I don't think I admired Boris in Carlisle. Keep Carlisle's name out of your mouth. Yeah, that's a bit wrong of her to say that, isn't it? Especially when we've got a Carlisle fan in the house. So let's have a look at those stats then. In terms of possession, it did not change much. It didn't change much at all. It went from 50-50 at half-time to 51% in favour of Ipswich to Burnley's 49. 13 shots by the Clarets, where there was 19 by Ipswich. As I said, they did come forward and pepper us with a late onslaught. Shots on target, Burnley had 6, Ipswich had 8. Fouls, Burnley 17 to Ipswich's 10. There was only 1 yellow card issued throughout the whole game, which went to an Ipswich Town player. Burnley had 1 corner all game, where Ipswich had 7. 0 offsides for Burnley and 2 offsides for Ipswich. So that is the stats for this game. Burnley's under-21s finally get the win, and it's a fantastic performance from the Clarets, even though it was a very, very, very nervy ending. John's in the chat. He says, hi, Dan. Hope you're well, John. The players and everything are all clapping hands. That's probably all been done with by now, but I paused it to give you the stats. But they are clapping hands, shaking the hands of the referee as well. A very interesting game, a very end-to-end. As I say, Ipswich came here knowing they had to keep that record going, and unfortunately for them, they didn't. So, yeah, massive Burnley win, back-to-back, and fantastic result for all in claret and blue. So, guys, thank you for watching. I am going to wrap this up now. I do appreciate everybody who's shown their love and support so far, especially my missus, who's sort of just sat there and let me crack on with this watch along and gone, yeah, the conversation's been riveting today. Kids back at school and all that jazz. So I appreciate her very much so for allowing me to do this watch along, and yeah, just being an absolute legend as usual. See, that stopped me from getting a beating, I hope. But guys, thank you very, very much for watching. Take care, all the best, and we'll see you soon with another video. As I say, we have the watch along against Ipswich's rivals, Norwich, on Friday night. Thursday, we have a match preview at 7 with Joe Redmond from Turfcast. And we also, at 9 o'clock on Thursday, have the EFL prediction show as well, which I will have Anthony Herbert on, the Bristol City fan, funnily enough, will be on giving us his thoughts for the EFL prediction. So stay with us for them, and we'll see you soon with another video. For now, take care and all the best. Have a good week.